Hear why some people are calling for more restrictions on e-cigarettes.
Learn about the shocking number of pedestrian accidents in Tucson.
And see how a sport taken from the much-loved Harry Potter series is being played at the U of A. All this and more tonight on Wildcast.
Live from the University of Arizona UATV studio, this is Wildcast.
Welcome to the Halloween edition of Wildcast. I'm Max Efrein.
And I'm Jackie Kent. Thanks for joining us tonight. You know, it's too bad we didn't dress up. Such a shame.
Damn shame. Damn shame.
As the popularity of electronic cigarettes increases, many are calling for restrictions from the Food and Drug Administration. Wildcast reporter Hannah Polinick has the details.
You may have seen someone puffing on what appears to be a cigarette at a restaurant or a movie theater, only to realize that it's actually an electronic cigarette. The number of e-cigarette users, or as they call themselves vapors, has increased dramatically in the past few years, and Wells Fargo analysts are anticipating the industry will grow to $1 billion in 2013. E-cigarettes do not contain tobacco and thus do not produce the harmful chemicals and carcinogens found in traditional cigarettes. Vendors emphasize that users don't inhale smoke, rather they inhale vapor, don't smell, and others aren't subjected to secondhand smoke. Many people are using e-cigarettes as a tool to quit smoking.
I went from, probably in a 2-week period, I went from almost 2 packs a day to right around a pack, and within 3.5 weeks, I was down to like 5 a day. I mean, I wasn't able to go from cigarettes to the e-cig right away, so it took a step-down process, but yeah, it did.
Virtually nothing is known about the effects of using e-cigarettes, but many experts agree that if it gets people to stop smoking traditional cigarettes, it's a good thing.
Appliances, if they are interested in using e-cigarettes as a quit aid, I am saying that for now, until we get some additional information, that if it works for them to help them quit, then I say go for it.
The boom in the e-cigarette industry has some health advocates worried, mostly because e-cigarettes are not regulated by the Food and Drug Administration. Last month, 40 attorneys general, including Arizona Attorney General Tom Horne, sent an open letter to the FDA urging for restrictive regulations on e-cigarettes. The attorneys general claimed that unregulated advertisements glamorized smoking and that e-cigarette flavors attracted minors. The letter also asked the FDA to regulate online sales to prevent the sale of e-cigarettes to those under 18. Although most states already have some regulations in place, the attorneys general would like to see regulations at the federal level. The FDA is expected to come to a decision about regulations at the end of the month. For Wildcast, I'm Hannah Polinick.
The federal health insurance website has been up and running since the 1st of this month. However, technical issues with the site have been preventing users from purchasing their insurance plans. The site is designed to be an easy online shopping experience, but only about 30% of individuals are having success in getting through the entire application process without running into glitches. Government officials promise that the website will be fixed and running smoothly by the end of the month. People currently without health insurance have until the end of the year to acquire it before facing penalties. The Obama administration has extended the deadline to sign up for health insurance coverage due to the website's woes. Americans currently without health insurance now have until March 31st to acquire it.
Registered to vote in Arizona, Election Day is fast approaching, and the deadline to turn in mail-in ballots is coming up this week. Ballots have been sent out for the Tucson general election and are due back by the November 5th deadline. On the ballot, voters can elect council members for wards 3, 5, and 6, in addition to 2 propositions. For more information on the ballot and ballot drop-off locations, check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/UATV3.
Tucson is less than 3 weeks away from the new city council elections. Wildcast reporter Chelsea Hemphill has an inside look at the competitors and how they plan to contribute to the city if elected.
Ben Bela Garcia, who is the Republican candidate, and Karen Ulich, who is the Democratic candidate, will be running for city council elections on November 5th. According to VoteBenCitywide.com, a website funded by Ben Bela Garcia, whose main issues that he wants to address if he wins the city council seat is to identify and allocate more funding for road maintenance and repair, and to increase the emergency responder numbers to an appropriate level for the city of Tucson. He also wants to grow the revenue pie by helping to make Tucson more business-friendly.
I ran in 2009 and I was trying to decide whether I wanted to get back in the race again or not, but when I saw the city's own stress report that showed that Tucson is the 6th poorest city in the country, I had to get back in the race again. There's absolutely no reason we should be the 6th poorest city in the country. I think it's very important, particularly for U of A's, to understand that even though they're not from Tucson or they may not plan on staying in Tucson, the crime rate, Ward 3 has got the highest property crime rate in the entire city. And maybe in many cases, those are people stealing from college students because they know that you've got small things that are easy to sell.
Karen Ulich's platform consists of preserving natural surroundings, increasing opportunities for the students, workers, and entrepreneurs of Tucson. She is working to strengthen the fabrics of neighborhoods, local businesses, historical landmarks, while enriching our cultural diversity.
To me, the campaign is all about making sure that we recover from the economic downturn in a way that keeps Tucson beautiful and vibrant and really stronger than ever, and also to make sure that there's opportunities for everybody to enjoy and prosper in Tucson.
According to TucsonAZ.gov, City Council members are up for election every 2 years and serve in office for every 4 years. It is imperative to vote after doing research on a specific City Council member and other political officials because members of the government do impact the University of Arizona students. I am Chelsea Hemphill with the University of Arizona Wildcast.
Stay with us after the break for a look into this week's upcoming weather.
I'm Derek Williams, the former U of A Wildcat. You're watching UA TV. Don't change the channel.
The life I lead is enough of a dog. I may have fleas, but I run a yard. I see those clones looking down on me, but unlike those clones, this dog is free. Oh Lord, it's a dog's life. Oh Lord, it's a dog's life, dog's life. Oh Lord, it's a dog's life.
Welcome back to our very special Halloween episode of Wildcast. We'll now turn over to weather reporter Shay Sorensen for this week's forecast. Shay.
Good evening, Wildcats. It was pretty breezy today as we reached winds of up to 30 miles per hour. All this wind is a result of a trough digging down towards the southwest. Tomorrow the high will be 69 degrees, which is the coolest we've seen for daytime highs since April. For those of you with early morning classes, I suggest you bring a jacket because it is going to be chilly. The low for tomorrow night will be a shocking 42 degrees. We can thank the cold polar air associated with this trough for the fall-like temperatures. On Halloween, we can expect a high of 74 and a low of 43. For those of you planning on dressing up, I'd suggest adding a jacket to your costume because it's going to be scary and chilly of a night. Temperatures will slowly pick back up into the low 80s this weekend. As we head into next week, however, temps will lower to the mid to low 70s. Expect clear skies the rest of the week, and starting Sunday, you can expect mostly cloudy skies. That is all I have for you, Wildcats, and have a wonderful Halloween. Back to you.
Thank you, Shay. Crossing the street isn't as safe as most people assume. Wildcast reporter Karen Lizarraga has the details on how you can stay safe on the city streets.
We've heard it too many times before. Look left and right before crossing the street. But according to Tucson's records, we are on our way to breaking 2011's record of 18 fatal pedestrian crosswalking accidents.
Nobody's ever watching what they're doing, and you could just get hit at any time. I had a couple friends that got hit. It's not pretty. It's just a tough time because nobody's really paying attention to what they're doing, and it's just, you have to be more cautious than anybody else.
We continue to toll, having 11 fatal accidents already, 4 times as many killed as last year, breaking Tucson's record.
I feel like I have to get spider webs and just sling from buildings to get to class safely, because it's just nobody's looking, and everyone's wearing sunglasses, and none of these people know how to deal with sun yet for some reason. So they're all just walking around and not even looking at each other.
Unfortunately, no one is to blame due to lack of attention by drivers or pedestrians not walking on crosswalks, especially during the night when seeing becomes more difficult for drivers. Police recommend, if traveling at night, to wear reflecting gear, or if on bike, have the appropriate equipment. It can happen to anybody, men, women, or even children. So next time you're crossing the street, make sure to look both ways or keep your eyes on the road. Let's keep the record at only 11 fatal accidents. Reporting for Wildcast, I'm Karen Lizarraga.
The Arizona Department of Transportation is reconstructing the interchange at Prince Road so traffic can move over the Pacific Railroad. The roadway between Prince and Ruthroff will be widened over a 2-mile stretch. This is one of ADOT's biggest projects in the state, beginning in December of 2011 and expected to be complete by spring of 2014.
This road gets approximately 40 to 60 trains that pass through daily, and that number is expected to double in the future. So this is something that needed to be fixed at this interchange, and now traffic will actually be able to travel over the railroad and it won't impede drivers.
The cost of this project is estimated to be more than $76 million.
The UA Institute of the Environment hosted a building launch celebration this last Thursday for what is expected to be one of the campus's greenest buildings. The Environment and Natural Resources 2 building will feature shaded outdoor meeting spaces, a chilled beam air conditioning system, and a 52,000-gallon water harvesting tank. The building is meant to serve as a center for environmental researchers to come together and collaborate. Its construction began this past summer and is expected to be completed by the summer of 2015.
Stay with us after the break to see how some students are playing an unusual sport on campus. We'll be right back.
Hi, it's David Hasselhoff, the Hoff. Get Hoff with UATV. Stay tuned. Don't change the dial.
Halloween is just a couple of days away, and Wildcats are learning it's never too early to celebrate both on and off campus. Graham Greenlee Dorm held their annual Halloween event Saturday, which hosted its annual costume contest. Off campus, the Slaughterhouse, that's near Grant and Oracle, is open on Halloween night. $7 will get you admission to their 4 haunts this year that range from creepy to just plain terrifying. And lastly, this weekend is Tucson's All Souls Procession, a 3-day event to celebrate Dia de los Muertos. From November 2nd through 4th, there are costumes, music, food, vendors, all on 4th Avenue, and you can check our Facebook page for more information on all of these events.
When most students think about sports on campus, they often are unaware of the UA Quidditch team. Wildcast reporter Rihanna Sorensen has a look at how the Quidditch team does their best to stay true to the iconic Harry Potter sport.
Brooms, seekers, snitches, oh my. The UA Quidditch team is hard at work preparing for the Western Cup.
And here we are today, where the Western Cup this year actually is in Tempe. So we are getting ready for that, and hopefully we will qualify for the World Cup, which will be in North Carolina this year.
Since Quidditch is a combination of rugby, dodgeball, and tag, the sport is very physically demanding.
I mean, people do get hurt. It's not like football or anything. We don't get pads. It's just you got to kind of watch out for yourself, watch out for your teammates, because stuff happens and you can get hurt pretty bad. So you kind of got to stay in shape. So I mean, we're running a lot. 2 or 3 practices we'll spend just conditioning a week. Kind of stay in shape, drinking a lot of water, trying to eat the right foods, just trying to keep in shape so that when game comes around, we'll be ready for it.
Are you a Harry Potter fan? Maybe joining the U of A Quidditch team interests you. All you have to do is sign up.
So we basically do a constant recruitment. We do have certain dues that are due either a semester. We have a semester fee, or you can do a year-long fee.
If you're interested in joining the team, be sure to check out their Facebook page, UA Quidditch. I'm Rihanna Sorensen, reporting for Wildcast.
Now we'll be turning over to sports reporter Chelsea Moe for a look at this week's sports rundown. Chelsea.
Hello, Wildcats. Arizona women's golf had a successful weekend at the Landfall Tradition this past Sunday. The 3-day, 3-round event was held in North Carolina. Sophomore Lindsay Weaver finished in a 5-way tie for 22nd place overall. Arizona women's soccer tied Washington 2-2 in a double overtime duel this past Sunday here in Tucson. This game was very exciting as sophomore Caitlin Lopez tied up the game with only 16 seconds left remaining. Our Wildcats outshot the Huskies 22-7. Our football team plays Game 8 this Saturday, November 2nd at 12:30 p.m. in California. Also in football, senior quarterback B.J. Denker was announced Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Week. Our UA basketball team beat Augustana in an expedition game Monday night 84-52. The official basketball season begins November 8th. That's a wrap for sports, guys. Back to you.
Thanks, Chelsea. As always, thanks for tuning into Wildcast. You can watch us anytime online at uatv.arizona.edu or on our YouTube channel, UATV-CH3.
We'll see you next week for another edition of Wildcast. Good night.